Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode. Today we're diving into something super important for all our English learners, how to talk in English. We'll be sharing practical tips, live examples, and yes, some fun tricks to help you become more confident in speaking. So, Ricky, where do we start?
Thanks, Raizel. Well, let's start by addressing one simple but crucial thing: the fear of speaking. Many learners feel nervous about making mistakes, but trust me, everyone starts somewhere. And mistakes are part of the learning process, right?
Exactly. So, how can you begin? One easy way is to incorporate English into your daily life. For example, if you're cooking, try saying the ingredients out loud in English. Let's say you're making a sandwich. I am spreading butter on the bread. I am cutting the tomatoes. This helps you practice without feeling overwhelmed.
That's a great tip. And you can even practice with small conversations at home. Talk to yourself. It may sound funny, but it really works. Ask yourself simple questions like, "What am I going to wear today?" And then answer, "I think I'll wear my blue shirt." It's like practicing in a safe environment.
Yeah, and another way is to find someone to talk to in English every day. It could be a friend, a family member, or even a language partner online. Even if it's just for 5 minutes, it helps build fluency. For example, Ricky, imagine we're in a cafe and you're ordering a coffee. How would you say it?
Oh, I'd say, "Hi, can I have a cup of coffee, please?" And maybe add, "with a little sugar." That's a simple and practical conversation that anyone can practice.
Perfect. Now, let's talk about the practical difficulties. One big challenge is thinking in your native language before translating to English, which slows down conversation. Have you faced that, Ricky?
Oh, definitely. It happens a lot. One way to avoid this is to start thinking in English. It sounds difficult, but you can do it with small steps. For instance, when you're walking down the street, describe what you see. "I see a red car." "There's a dog running." This trains your brain to think directly in English.
Yes. Another issue is not having enough vocabulary. But here's a trick. If you don't know a word, use simpler ones or describe it. For example, if you don't know the word for umbrella, you can say, "The thing that protects you from rain." It's about getting the message across, even if you don't know the exact word.
Exactly. It's all about communication. Now, for some simple hacks, one that I really like is using English subtitles when watching movies or shows. It improves your listening and speaking. And here's a question for you guys. What's your favorite way to practice English? Let us know in the comments.
Great question. And one last hack. Record yourself speaking. This helps you notice areas where you can improve, like pronunciation or sentence structure. I often ask myself, did I say that clearly? And then try again.
That's a brilliant way to track your progress. So, to wrap up, remember, speak English daily, even in small ways. Don't be afraid of mistakes. And use simple tricks like thinking in English or watching shows with subtitles. And we want to hear from you. What challenges do you face when trying to speak in English? Comment below.
Now, we're moving on to one of our favorite parts of the show, our audience Q and A segment. We've got some interesting questions today from listeners like you about our topic, how to talk in English. Ready to dive in, Ricky?
Absolutely. I love hearing from our listeners. Let's get to the first question.
All right, our first question is from Emma. Emma, welcome. Tell us a bit about yourself and what your question is.
Hi, Raizel. Hi, Ricky. I'm Emma from New York. I've been learning English for a few months now. My question is, how can I stop feeling nervous when I speak in English? I always worry about making mistakes and then I just freeze.
Hi, Emma. Great to have you with us. That's a really common issue, so you're not alone. The first thing to remember is that it's okay to make mistakes. Instead of focusing on being perfect, try focusing on communicating your message. One thing that helps is to slow down your speech. You don't have to rush. Speaking slowly gives you time to think and helps calm the nerves. Also, practice speaking in front of a mirror. Raizel, what do you think?
That's great advice, Ricky. Emma, I'd add that you can try speaking in low-pressure situations first, like with a friend, or even recording yourself. The more you practice, the more comfortable you'll feel. And remember, confidence grows with practice, so don't give up.
Exactly. Practice makes progress. Thanks, Emma, for your question. Who do we have next, Raizel?
Our second question comes from Carlos. Hi, Carlos. Please introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, I'm Carlos from Mexico. I really enjoy your podcast. My question is about fluency. I know the words, but when I try to talk, I struggle to keep the flow. How can I improve my fluency?
Great to meet you, Carlos. Fluency is a big challenge for many learners. One way to improve is by shadowing. This means listening to someone speak in English and trying to repeat what they say right after. It can be from a podcast, a movie, or even a YouTube video. This helps with your rhythm and pace.
That's a fantastic tip. I'd also suggest using simple sentences first. Don't worry about complicated structures. Just practice speaking clearly and confidently with short sentences. For example, if you want to say, I'm going to the store, keep it simple and say, I go to the store. The flow will come naturally with time.
And try to talk every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. The more you do it, the easier it gets. Thanks for your question, Carlos.
Yes, thanks, Carlos. All right, Raizel, who's our last question from?
Our final question is from Aisha. Hi, Aisha. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi Raizel, hi Ricky. I'm Aisha from India. I've been trying to think in English, but sometimes I just can't find the right words. What should I do when I'm stuck like that?
Hi, Aisha. Great to have you here. This is a great question. When you're stuck and can't find the right word, don't panic. Try using a simpler word or describe what you mean. For example, if you forget the word pencil, you can say, the thing you use to write. It's okay to find different ways to explain your point.
Yes, and it's also a good idea to learn some filler phrases, like, let me think, or, what's the word? It gives you a moment to pause and think while still speaking. Don't rush. Everyone gets stuck sometimes, even native speakers. The key is to keep going.
Exactly. And with time, finding the right words will become easier. Thanks for your question, Aisha. And thanks to all our listeners for sending in such thoughtful questions.
Yes, we loved answering them. And we'll be answering more in future episodes, so keep sending in your questions. Now don't forget to comment below and tell us, what do you struggle with the most when talking in English? We'd love to help.
Thanks for being with us today, and as always, keep practicing and stay confident. See you next time.
See you soon, and happy speaking.